Ladies and gentlemen, welcome all to the very first episode of RoboMania Season 4. I am Gaminsoy and I'm super excited to bring you guys this new and improved, hopefully, season. I'm hoping this is going to be more intense, everything that I'm doing. I've been editing a lot and I'm actually quite frankly tired, but the show must go on, as some people say, and I am not one of those people. But let's just jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen, and let's start this season out with a bang. To kick things underway, I want to introduce to you guys a new ranking system that has been implemented for this season, and hopefully it should bring some craziness to this season. So without further ado, let me introduce to everybody the top 30. This is the ranking system that has been added instead of the 64 robot tournament. Now, as you can see, all 30 robots are listed, which means every episode there is going to be a new top 30. Most of the robots will stay where they are, probably go up or down in the polls, but there will also be new robots entering and leaving based off of how they do each fight. So as you guys can see, the top 30 for this episode stands at number 1 is Hammerhead, the classic robot that won Season 3 in the tournaments, and that means Hammerhead is the champion right now. And something that I added is every time Hammerhead fights, or the number 1 ranked robot fights, that robot is fighting for the championship, which means every time the number 1 ranked seed fights, whoever it's fighting against has a chance of boosting all the way up to the number 1 spot. Now, I had a few people ask me about the top 30 and how pretty much the ranking system will be working. And I have my own little method. I actually have a Google Drive, which is a spreadsheet and everything like that, that pretty much helps me rank every robot. But without that, I just want to let you guys know that the top 30 is pretty much the robots who are the best in RoboMania. Everything below that are robots who are trying to fight up for the top 30. So an unranked robot who hasn't even fought yet in RoboMania cannot be in the top 30 unless they have fought 2 times. And pretty much robots who are in the top 30 are either in a 2-fight win streak, or just right now there's just robots there because not a lot has happened in RoboMania thus far. But in the future, there's going to be a very strict rule set for how it all works, and pretty much a lot of robots who are in the top 15, and I would even say the top 20, can't really fight robots who haven't even fought yet. Robots have to build up their wins in order to fight better ranked robots. So that's how everything's going to be working, and hopefully the matchmaking will make sense to everybody, and I'm looking for a pretty fun season ahead of us because this is going to be amazing. Now, another thing that I'm probably going to be changing throughout the episodes as they continue on is the amount of fights. I have 16 fights per episode, 6 of them being early prelims, which are pretty much the garbage fights, the fights that robots haven't done yet, and they're all bad robots pretty much. And I got 10 fights, which I'm going to be showing in this episode, which are fights that are pretty decent. They're pretty good, is what I should be saying. But I got these 6 fights. I'm going to be doing a raw edit, which pretty much means there's not going to be any voiceovers or music. It's just going to be the fights, and I'm going to be uploading them a few minutes before this actually comes out. So you guys are going to be confused for a little bit, but once this comes out, it'll all make sense. And taking a look at all the robots who are fighting in this episode that are in the top 30, we have quite a few actually. We got Hammerhead at number 1, Bandit number 5, Double Cut and Coal Miner down there. We got Ripblade, Raptor, Flame Chopper, Tornado, Project F, King Hazard making a return again, Eye Poker, and of course Sherpner. All of these robots are trying to fight for a spot to go up in the ranking systems, except Hammerhead, of course, because it's number 1. But all of these robots besides Hammerhead are fighting for a spot to go up in the ranking systems to have a chance to fight against Hammerhead for the championship shot. Taking an even closer look at the top 15, which is pretty much the robots that are pretty damn good at what they do, We got Hammerhead, of course, sitting at number 1, going up against Bandit, and this is who everybody is fighting. You can see the top 15 rankings going up against who they're fighting next and when they're fighting next. On the very right side, you can see RM4, RM5. That means which episode. This episode is technically considered RoboMania 4. The next episode will be RoboMania 5. So I want you guys to kind of understand, I'm kind of quitting on all the season stuff, and I'm just going to be doing episodes, and they're going to be all titled whatever number they are. And one last thing before we jump into the episode, I want to let everybody who's watching this know to not be shy in the comment section. This season is, I keep saying season, this whole new thing that I'm doing is going to be so community friendly when it comes to what's happening in the comments. I want so much feedback from everybody, mainly because whatever happens in the comments down below will pretty much anticipate and build storylines. With that being said, if you guys write anything down in the comments below, there's a chance that whatever robot that you guys enter or that you want to see fight will actually happen. So if you just say, for instance, Backyard Ripper, the number 11 seed, wants to fight Ripblade because last time they fought it didn't work out well or whatever, then that can happen. That can happen, guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you guys the new rules of the arena. Now, we are fighting in a repainted, redesigned, I guess, Beans arena. I painted it myself. As you can see, it's so beautiful and so luscious. Not really. But I'm going to probably be changing the arenas around for little bits just so I can get the perfect arena that I want. And they're all going to be redesigned in my own little color scheme and everything like that. But let me introduce to you guys the new rules. Each match is going to be 3 minutes long for regular fights. Main event fights are going to be 5 minutes long, which means there's 2 more minutes that those robots, the bigger fights, can have more intense fights, you know, more intense minutes that they need. And the goal is to destroy or prevent the opposing robots from moving. Now, this is the new thing that has been added. In case of a judge's decision, each minute, the winner of that minute gets 10 points. The loser will get 9 or less, resulting in a 30-point overall score. So, there's going to be 3 minutes, and in main events there's 5 minutes. But in the 3 minutes for the fights, each of those minutes is going to be judged. And depending on the outcome of that, there's going to be a score from all 3 judges that show whether or not who wins, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. But that'll be implemented. You guys will see that. I'm trying to describe all this. It's hard to describe unless it's shown. I'm trying to do my best, guys. I'm sorry if I do bad. So let's take a look at the main card of today's episode. We got as the main event the number 1 seed Hammerhead taking on the number 5 Bandit. This is an interesting fight. I'm super excited about this, and as the co-main event, we got Double Cut going up against Coal Miner. That is actually a rematch between the two. I think there's going to be a little bit of a rivalry starting between them. We also got another rematch below that, Ripblade versus Flame Chopper. In Season 1, Flame Chopper took that win by KO, and ever since Ripblade, it has been redesigned and remodeled, and I think it is a better robot. Underneath that, we got Raptor going up against Eye Poker, which should be an intense fight. And after that, we got Tornado going up against Where You At. Tornado and Where You At both have been redesigned for a better fight. And we got underneath that, for our first fight of the main card, Project F going up against Dinner for One.